Welcome to all final year students to the live session. Well, dear students, in the last session, we have completed the differences between private company and public company. We have studied nearly 20 differences. Still, you can note down 2-3 points. Okay. So we have discussed nearly 20 differences between private company and public company. That was very, very important from the examination point of view, that aspect. And in the today's class, will be the uh, by completing today's class, I'll be completing the unit 1. So in today's class we will discuss about the difference between government company and non-government company. At the same time we'll also discuss difference between company limited by shares and company limited by guarantee. Okay. So by discussing these two aspects, I'll be completing entire unit 1. So don't keep any pending from your side. Keep on watch the video, make a note of your own, make a point. Now I'll share you my PPT for today's class. Can you see my PPT? Hope you can see my PPT. Yeah. So first let us discuss about difference between government company and non-government company. Then we'll discuss about difference between company limited by shares and company limited by guarantee. And the last one, when does a private company become a public company? ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಯಾವಾಗ? when does a private company become a public company? ಸೊ ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಗೀತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಗೀತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ 1 ಈಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೈ ಸೈಡ್. ಓಕೆ, you check your syllabus. I already sent the syllabus to you. You can compare syllabus with my teaching videos. So I completed unit 1. Well, so difference between government company and non-government company. The first difference, let us speak about meaning. What do you mean by government company and what do you mean by non-government company? Okay. A government company means any company in which at least 51% of the paid up share capital is held by the central government or state government or partly by the central government and partly by one or more state governments. So this is the meaning of government company. A non-government company is a company which is owned and managed by private investors. Owned and managed by private investors. So this is with regard to meaning. Now the second difference with regard to government and non-government companies is about contribution of capital. In case of government company, okay, the second difference as far as contribution of capital is concerned. In the case of government company, either entire share capital or at least 51% of the share capital is held by central government or state government. However, in case of non-government company, in the case of non-government company, the capital is subscribed by private investors. Okay. Then, as far as third difference is concerned, use of the words private limited or the word limited. I think very simple difference. A government company may be permitted by the central government to drop the using of the words private limited or the word limited from its name. There is no need to mention even limited also. Okay. However, in case of non-government company, a non-government company cannot drop the words private limited or the word limited from its name. Okay. Next, fourth difference as far as appointment or reappointment of auditors is concerned. In case of government company, the auditor of the government company are appointed or reappointed by the central government, appointed or reappointed by the central government. But in case of non-government company, the auditors of non-government company are appointed or reappointed by the members in the general meeting. So they're appointed by the members in the general meeting. Appointment as well as reappointment. Okay. Next difference, fifth difference is placing of annual report. In case of government company, the annual report and the audit report are required to be placed before the parliament or state legislature as the case may be for discussion. So in case of government company, audit report as well as annual report both should be placed before the parliament or state legislature as the case may be for discussion purpose. But in case of non-government company, the annual report and the audit report are placed before the shareholders for discussion in the general meeting. So both are for discussion only, but in case of non-government company, before the shareholders for discussion, but in case of government company, before the parliament or state legislature. So these are the five differences between a government company and non-government company you can expect from the semester exam for part A. Well, now move on to the differences between company limited by shares and company limited by guarantee. Difference between company limited by shares and company limited by guarantee. Okay. Okay. The first difference with regard to the first difference as far as meaning is concerned, meaning of company limited by shares and meaning of company limited by guarantee. Okay. The first difference as far as meaning is concerned, where the liability of members of a company is limited to the amount unpaid on the shares, such company is known as company limited by shares. Okay. Where the liability of the members of a company is limited to a fixed amount as stated in the memorandum of association, which the members undertake to contribute to the assets of the company in case of its winding up. In case of its winding up, such company is called, such company is known as company limited by guarantee. So in case of company limited by guarantee, members guarantees the payment at the time of its winding up. In case of company limited by shares, it is related to the amount unpaid on shares. Okay. The second difference as far as share capital is concerned, company limited by shares must have share capital. However, in case of company limited by guarantee, company limited by guarantee may or may not have share capital. The next difference as far as liability is concerned, in the case of company limited by shares, the liability of shareholders is limited to the extent of the amount unpaid on shares held by them. It was very clear from the meaning. Similarly, in case of company limited by guarantee, the liability of the members is limited to the extent of the amount guaranteed by them. Then as far as nature of company is concerned, the fourth difference, company limited by shares are mostly trading companies. And company limited by guarantee is concerned, company limited by guarantee are mostly non-trading companies. Company limited by shares are of mostly of trading companies. Company limited by guarantees are of mostly are of non-trading companies. Then with regard to the difference between name, as far as name is concerned, companies limited by shares must use the words private limited or the word limited along with their names. However, in case of company limited by guarantee, companies limited by guarantee can drop the words, andre no need to mention ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ, can drop the words or no need to mention the words private limited or the word limited from their names with the prior permission of the central government. So company limited by guarantee must obtain prior permission from the central government to not to use the words private limited or the word limited. So this is possible in case of company limited by guarantee. Then the last difference as far as due is concerned. So this also we can expect from the from part A for your semester exam. Okay. As far as due is concerned, in case of company limited by shares, the amount unpaid on the shares held by the shareholders can be called by the company during its life or during its winding up. Repeat, in the case of company limited by shares, the amount unpaid on the shares held by the shareholders can be called by the company during its life or during its winding up. However, in case of company limited by guarantee, in the case of company limited by guarantee, the guaranteed amount becomes due only when the company is wound up and the assets of the company are not sufficient to meet its liabilities. Hagidre, in case of company limited by shares, members are responsible only during the winding up of the company. When the company shares are not sufficient to meet the liabilities, ಅಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಆದರೆ in case of company limited by shares ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. Company may ask the shareholders to pay the amount, unpaid amount during its lifetime also, or during its winding up also, anytime. Okay. So these are the six major differences between company limited by shares and company limited by guarantee. And in the previous slide, we have studied 5 differences between government company and non-government company. Both you can expect in a semester exam for part A. Okay. Now the last aspect of today's session. So with this, I'm completing the entire unit 1. Please make a note. With this unit 1 complete I2 from my side. It is your job responsibility. It is your job. You have to make points and you have to watch all the videos. Well, when does a private company become a public company? ಯಾವ ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಾಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? As per section 14, as per section 14 of the Companies Act of 2013, the conversion of a private company into public company can take place under following 5 circumstances, which you can saw, which you can see in my slide. Number 1 is by passing a special resolution. The second one is in case of increase in membership. I'll explain one by one. Okay. Now come to the first one, special resolution. A private company may convert itself into a public company by amending its articles of association. Section 14 of the Companies Act of 2013, as I mentioned in the 2 minutes back. In this regard, section 14 provides that a private company can amend its articles for the purpose of, by passing a special resolution, it can be converted into a public company. Thus, where a special resolution is passed, thereby deleting the statutory requirements as laid down in section 2 subsection 68 of the Act, which make a company a private company can become public company. So where articles of association of private company are amended to raise its membership beyond 200, or permitting free transferability of shares, or to extend the invitation to the public to subscribe its shares or debentures or any other security, it becomes a public company with effect from that date of such alteration. As a consequence, or because of this, the company will enjoy the privileges and exemptions conferred on private company, and the provisions of the Companies Act shall apply to it as if it were a public company. So ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಆ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಪ್ರಿವಿಲೇಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ by passing a special resolution, by altering the articles of association, private company can become a public company. The second one is simple. In case of increase in membership, if the number of members is less than 7, it must be raised to not less than 7 as per section 3. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು 2 ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಫ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ 7 ಗಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ, ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಎರಡೇ ಇರೋದು, ಇಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಟು 7 ಅಥವಾ ನಾಟ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ 7 as per section 3. ಆಗ a private company will become public company. Then increase in number of directors. If the number of directors is less than 3, ಮೂರಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ, ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್, it must be raised to not less than 3 as per section 149. ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು, 3 ಜನ ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ? ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸು? ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಟೆಲ್? No answer. Okay, please go through the classes. Okay, fine. ಈಗ next number is filing of altered articles. Increase in number of directors ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಆಯಿತು, ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಈಗ ಫೈಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ altered articles. Every alteration of the article under section 14 shall be filled with the registrar in form number 27. ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ 27 ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇನು ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅದರ ಕಾಪಿಯನ್ನ ನೀವು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ? ಆಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಡನ್ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 14 ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Is it clear? Now can anybody tell the as far as number of directors concerned? Private company minimum number of directors to you have studied in the last class. In case of private company, the minimum director is required is 2. However, in case of public company, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಾನು 3 ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ 2 ಆಗಬೇಕು. 4ನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫೈಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಆಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 14 ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಹ ಕಾಪಿಯನ್ನ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಲ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ROC. ಪ್ರತಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ರು ROC ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟಿಗೆ ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಯಾವ್ದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ 27. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿಂಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ within a period of 15 days. ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಏನು? ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ 27 ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ 15 ದಿವಸ ಒಳಗೆ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ROCಗೆ. ROC ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಟು ಬಿ ನೋಟೆಡ್ in every copy. ನೀವೇನು ಆಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ should be noted in every copy. Every alteration made in the articles of association of company shall not be noted in every copy of the article section 15 if default is made in complying with the aforesaid provision. Every officer of the company who is default ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ he is punishable with the fine. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ಅದನ್ನ ಆಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ನೋಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಕಾಪಿ. ಮಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 15 ಸಬ್ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 1 ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 15 ಸಬ್ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 2 ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಯಾರು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ? ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ಡ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್, ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ಡ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಅವನು ಈಸ್ punishable with the fine. Whereby passing the resolution of final decision has been taken by the company to convert itself into a public company with immediate effect prescribed form and filing the said resolutions. It was held in the Supreme Court that it was sufficient for the purpose of arriving at a prima facie conclusion that the company has altered its status and had become a public company, even though the necessary alteration had not been effected in the records of the registrar of companies. ಒಂದು ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸು ಆಗಿದೆ ವಿತ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದಿ ಆಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎವ್ರಿ ಆಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಕಂಪನಿ shall not be noted in every copy of the articles. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಾಪಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರಲೇಬೇಕಂತೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೈ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಅವರು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೈಮಾ ಫೇಸ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. And this case, no, it was decided in the case Ram Purushottam Mittal Company, Mittal versus Hillcrest Reality 2009 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಲೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಕೇಸ್, ಈ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಬರೆದು ಸಾಕು. ಎವ್ರಿ ಆಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಶಾಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ನೋಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಕಾಪಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 15 ಸಬ್ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 1. ಇದನ್ನು ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 15 ಸಬ್ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 2 ಸಹ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್, ಕಂಪನಿ ಆರ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್, ಯಾರು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 15(2) ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅವನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಓಕೆ. The fine which may extend to 1,000 rupees for every copy of the articles issued without such alteration. A concerned officer is liable to pay 1,000 rupees for every copy of the articles issued without such alteration as per section 15 subsection 2. So, ಈ 5 cases ಅಲ್ಲಿ a private company will become a public company. So with this, unit number 1 is completely over, and in the next session I'll be moving to the second chapter, that is formation of a company. Second unit is formation of a company. Okay, so thank you very much.